So, well, I might just say fuck it in a bit and head back. I just wanted to sort of have a look at it, but it does seem to be such a pain in the ass now that you can barely see it. But the problem is there's a lot of people going... Yeah, no, there's a lot of people kind of going, oh, you know, it might be a few days behind, it might be a few days in front, and Canon could be wrong. Well, according to the Canon, it's gone past the system that I was in. And it's heading towards the system I've just jumped in now. Oh, what's that? Where is it? Hey! So trying to find a Stargoid, or what everyone's calling a Stargoid. Yeah, I know, it's you. Neptune. Oh, and yeah, the bobblehead. Yeah, I'll put you on most of my ships now, just to be, you know. Yeah, the one on the far right is Neptune. Yeah, I'll put you on most of my my ships now, because I'm nice. And, you know, you, unlike some of my other friends, at least come and watch from time to time. So I thought, well, at least I can do is put the bobblehead for you. Oh, we've been miles. We're right out here at the moment. We're out by Barnard's Loop. And yeah, so about 1,000. Let's have a look. So look. 17,000. Not 17,000. Sorry, 1,748 light years from the from Sol. Oh, you should smoke me a kipper. No, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of here, as you can see, with the chat. With all these people trying to look for this anomaly that's out here. Oh, can't type. Where is it? System. Everyone was talking to me yesterday. Now no one's like talking to me today. Ongle system. Boo. Well, oh, actually, we did find that we can actually do a classic mode in, well, just after you left, we found that we can do a classic mode in WMD. So there's no vehicles, no crafting, none of that nonsense. I've got to say, though, I'll call you Neptune. I'm impressed you did the 07. So, kudos to you. That one's just done it wrong. 7-0. Harry won that, yeah. The worm named after you. I've got to admit, that was it. Although it kind of, some of the sounds and everything were irritating, it was actually quite nice to play Worms with you and Ian earlier. So Ian, being really nice and buying me the game, full price. Hope I wasn't too rude by refusing it, but it seemed, I don't know, my brain just kind of has this little spasm when people buy, like, full price games, especially for something that could be brought like, you know, a lot cheaper. I know you did. I know. It's just I am going to buy him this actually when it comes on sale because I've been banging on about it for a while, and he was a fan of Eve. No, and he hasn't actually put it in your impulse buyers, but he did buy a copy of oh, I just had it in my bloody let me find it. Panzer Dragoon, the game that's really expensive on the Sega Saturn. And he was like, just after you left, we sort of carried on talking. He was like, cast your eye over this for me. And it was a link to Etsy, and it had a really mint copy of Panzer Dragoon. And he was like, does that look legit to you? And he was like, he linked me another copy on eBay that was like £700 or something. So I looked them over, and I was like, well, the pictures look legit. It quite hard to be a fake. I mean, because it's got all the plastic, it's got all the cardboard surround and everything. Yes, they might be able to reprint the, the inlays like you get with the Mega Drive games and everything. But the plastic boxes themselves aren't exactly, Yeah, they're hard. You've got to have a decent manufacturing facility to be able to do that. But the cardboard isn't necessarily easy to make and print. So yeah, he's gone and picked it up for I think it was like 45 quid. So I was like, well, even if not, you've already got a copy. You might as well take a punt, because if it turns out it is, got, a £700 game for 50 quid. Which, at the end of the day, if it is a legit one, you can sell your old copy, which is what I do with my games. Get the better box, sell the old one for as much as I can, and and I even said to him, you could even walk that into CEX, your old copy, and they'll give you nearly £300 for it, straight up. Alright, so I'll just try and work out what they're saying. This is Stargoid Anomalies. Not reached the halfway point yet. Estimate between speed change. But yeah, I mean, Ian's, he's done me a fairly good solid on a lot of plastic, really. And he seems like a nice guy, and I'm just not that person anyway. I don't like ripping or kind of ripping friends off. I was the same with, Sam's Ben when he bought a whole load of NES games over and was just like, oh, I'll be quite happy with about 30 quid. And I went through them all, and I was like, geez, this one's worth nearly 150. And I even went through all through eBay with him to kind of go, right, I'll take these ones off you because they're not worth much, but all of these, you're looking at 100, 150, 200, for just one of these NES games. I could have gone, yes, I'll take them off you, and just sold them off myself, but I would feel like crap afterwards. It's just not, it's not me. And it's wrong, and I should really be a bit more about it, I suppose, but that's how businessmen make their money. You've got to be a bit of a dick to make money. It's just in me. Kind of sucks considering I do eBay. these guys have actually passed. Kind of. Go to PBY. The eye signal is now coming from this direction. It's not passed through this system yet. It's on its way. To help. Blah. So that's about 11 o'clock, half 11 our time. BFS. You Discord because everyone's yammering. No doubt this will be the point where they all start asking me questions. But that's the normal background sound. That's apparently the sound the anomaly makes. I head towards not flying towards this thing. And while I do that, I might as well have a bit of my vape. And what I'm going to do. The halfway estimate is 2200 UTC. Your current UTC time is, I believe, the in-game time. Yes, it is. Follow time was estimate was 2200 UTC. God, there are no log GP. No, this is the other vape. The other vape that... that you put another thing in. Yeah, that one. One we'll be using someday, maybe. I should also point out this isn't going to be the most the funnest of streams, just because I really want to do, I just want to catch a glimpse of this thing. You know, that's all I want to do, is have a look at it and go, ooh, that's going to be scary once that reaches the bubble, which the bubble being known as the inhabited area space, like Sol, etc. Because that's where it's heading. I mean, basically what's happened in this game is the community built a weapon, or helped build a weapon to destroy this alien race, and it was supposed to be the be-all and end-all of this alien race. And the weapon went off. It all seemed to work. All these things do. And then all of a sudden, all the Stargoids, which is what they're known as, come back to life. It kind of fired again, and they all come back to life. And since then, there has been big attacks around the area where the weapon was fired. People getting hyper addicted, and which is basically interdiction, so being pulled out of base. And people spotted these really strange looking anomalies in space. And it was out here that they were spotted, about where I am now, a few systems away. And it used to be really visible because there was a bug in the bloom, and they patched that, and now it's really... Oh, excuse me. That was just a hiccup. I haven't even used this thing yet. And it was really hard. Now it's really hard to see. And all these people are just kind of trying to look for it, as you can see, and myself, but I'm getting a bit bored, to be honest. I mean, it's not going to necessarily do anything. There's a few other things, like some of the, you know, the wake, the kind of wake it creates, leaves behind a few signal sources. And some of those signal sources are called road signal sources, and apparently each of those have like their own little like thing to decode. But yeah, it's quite in depth. I mean, this entire game is really, really in depth. You know, the background simulation is pretty impressive. And obviously the galaxy's massive because it's actually modelled on our galaxy. I think I've yammered on about this to you before anyway. But I love it. Great game. Everyone else seems to be playing it as well. Hopefully I won't get bored of it this time. Oh, and played a bit of Fallout. Yeah, the pit seems okay. Doesn't seem too buggy either. Fire up Winamp and put some space travelling music on. Stuff I stole from various TV programs. Playlist. That one. Dude. Yeah, I don't use the I don't use a standard vape anymore. You know, I only, to be honest with you, I only really, when I was talking about vape, I only really ever meant this one. I just kind of, I kicked the habit of tobacco cold turkey. It never really worked for pain relief for me. All the time that I was having those tooth pains and affected gums and stuff when I was having those issues, it never helped. It never really helped with any other pain. I know people go use it for pain relief, whether it be physical and or, you know, mental pain relief. It never seemed to really help that much. It only ever helped for me to not think about multiple things in one go. That's really the only thing it helped. To be honest, I've actually noticed one. You know, I can be quite talkative anyway when we well, at least when we all start talking as well. But I noticed that tobacco was kind of stopping me for talking. When I use this vape, I seem to be end up rabbiting on for hours. I noticed myself doing it with lead a few times. You know, I'll have a little bit of a pull on this thing and it'll be like, I only really put on it maybe once at best, twice a day now, which is like nothing, if that. I just don't even notice sometimes. But anyway, I do when I has some, so I'll just yammer on. Talk, 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 talk. Yeah, I seem to be, you know, it doesn't take much. I mean, I do like quiet, you know, and I do like to talk. Especially, obviously, you know, it makes a difference who you're talking to. Like, you know, when we were all in a BC, you know, we could sit and just talk for days. I mean, let's face it, you and I have literally talked for days. But even afterwards, you know, Ian and I were talking for hours. I do need a bum kick sometimes, because I should let other people talk, and I know that sometimes I could just keep going on and on. So I should let other people talk now. Dead. Oh. Gotta turn the filter off, because what's he supposed to say there? The main minerals? Off. And there's nothing wrong with it, at least when you're talking to me, because that will stop me from talking. Good sometimes. I should have done some of this while we was playing Worms at the same time. Yep, we did. Do. You know, gotta get in there quick before I start talking again. See if anyone else is doing what I'm doing. not put that on because that will be naughty. You know, I'm beginning to think I must have beat them at Worms, or I don't know. I get this a lot sometimes. Yesterday, when I was doing this, everyone was responding to me. Even someone on YouTube today sent a comment. He didn't know I was streaming or anything, but apparently today he was looking for videos of people looking for the anomaly, and he come across my video. And he sent me a message going, "Oh, I'm such and such that was talking to you in system yesterday." And I was like, "Oh, cool, you know, that's kind of awesome." Out of all the hundreds of videos that must be out there of this, he managed to stumble across mine and find himself chatting in it, which was quite late in the stream, really. I think it was about 5 or 6 hours I was streaming for. And yeah, no, I had sort of a brief chat sort of saying, "Oh, I've got a little bit to do today," which obviously I didn't do because I was playing Worms. And yeah, you know, playing Worms with you and in. So I responded back to him saying, "Oh, I'm gonna try and get on a bit later and see if it's, you know, in the system." No, I don't. Guys missed what I. Oh, I didn't put in Super Cruise. This is my problem. I end up saying something and then missing a simple word out, and it looks completely dumb. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. You know, it just... Sometimes things like that happen, and you think, well, out of all the videos that he could watch of people actually finding this thing, somehow he's managed to come across my live stream where there's probably loads. Unless, well, mind you, I do see people put some weird titles on their live stream. Ah, someone is, yes. Right, there we go, that's more like it. These 0.6. I've barely gone a point of a light year yet. Already heard this song, so we don't want to hear that again. Yeah, you don't necessarily need a camera. I mean, like I said, I've got mine, and yes, you know, but you can still do this without a camera, and you've got the connection. I think you can do it. In fact, Twitch had a few saved videos, actually, didn't it? I think you've done it before. But still, you know, I've got my green screen, which I need to get. To be honest, I do need to get my camera back up again. You know, part of the reason why I had the camera in the first place wasn't so... Well, one, it might have brought a few more people in. And two, it was something to push me to look after myself a bit better. I didn't like seeing myself smoke on stream. You know, I wasn't that keen on generally how I look. So it was more to kind of push me to actually start looking in the mirror a bit more. So if I started to go, was about to go to stream, I would throw up the camera and be all, you know, my hair's a bit of a, my hair's kind of lost control a little bit. I better, you know, go and brush it again. I've stopped using the camera just mostly because I was doing a lot of the stuff behind me, and because I was going to start doing things like yeah, because it was all sort of a bit messy, I used the green screen. But because I was going to do painting and such with Warhammer, which meant I was going to be sitting back there, I kind of needed it out of the way, and I haven't got around to setting it back up. Not that it takes long. I didn't even think I was going to do some streaming today. I thought, well, come back on here and try looking for this thing, which could take a while, or it might even be in system. Yeah, it's not really expensive either. I mean, one thing I do know about, apart from everything, that's the sound of me inflating my head. Is I do know things like OBS, and not everything about OBS, but I do know how to do some things with streaming. You know, on different qualities. The general setups, you know, how it affects your hardware, all you know, all the good stuff, technical stuff that I usually like. But yeah, green screen is really quite simple. You can do it on normal mobile phones now, or even on just on cameras. Like, they will get rid of the background for you, and you can actually see it on some people's streams when they haven't got a green screen, because it's a little bit, it kind of doesn't get rid of everything. They seem to almost have a silhouette around them. Oh, the music, sorry. No, better not do that one either. No, that one will do. But where a green screen, I mean, it's only, I think it's £25, something like that, for the rail. And then for the actual screen itself, is only something, it was only something like a £5. And then you might need, depending on how well lit your room is and the lighting, you might need a few extra lights around you. Because you know what, I've still got the crap, I do need to get around to decorating, but I've got the crappy paint, you know, the purple paint on my walls. And for some reason, no matter what bulb I ever buy for the light in here, it always is an orangey colour. So I bought two little standing USB powered LED lights, which do like a really good white light. They're proper kind of streaming. It's almost like a, when I'm doing it properly, so it is almost like a studio in here. And I think they only cost something like £25. I mean, they're really good lights as well. I mean, they're going to be useful for when I actually do painting and stuff. And they come on their own almost. It's almost like a selfie stick, actually. They come on, and you know, it's got a stand, so you can have it standing up. It's, yeah, good little setup. I should use it more. I probably will, especially as it's coming up to winter, because it does get hot in here. I mean, I can heat my flat with my PC when I start streaming because of the heat. I mean, on this game it's not exactly hot, or it's not exactly demanding. So the GPU's only at 55, but the CPU's at 61, which is fine for a Ryzen. Their threshold is 90 now. Oh. Someone looks like they're doing an edit on the midway time. We're looking at the midway time on Google Sheets. got to clean. I've really got to clean my screen. Turn this down. This is old Eve music, by the way. If you hear it and your head is itching, then that's probably why. I don't see a strange swirly thing. But yeah, this is one of the things you notice when you play a flight simulator of any kind. How bloody dirty your screen is. I keep thinking I'm seeing anomalies, and I'm not. I'm seeing a little bit of, like, I guess dust. Got to clean this screen tomorrow. I keep telling myself that. I can't do it now because the screen's heated up. If I do it now, any kind of solvent I put on there is just going to evaporate straight away. Oh, I made the mistake of using a liquid. And it's really good. Or it was really good to begin with. But now all I feel like I'm doing is smearing dust around it. So whenever I've done a clean, it's just smear. Every time I do it, I turn the screen off, I'll get up in the morning, and if if the light's at the right angle, you can see how it's all kind of... And I thought, like, every time you're like, I've fucking sure I did a good job of that yesterday. God damn it. Was a good job. Looks like people are giving up, as in doing what I'm doing and heading towards the system. I might get over it and head back to the bubble. I can always come back out here. It doesn't take long to come back out here, so I can always come back and have a look at it again. I only really come out here to get exploration data that I can dump into the station and get a lot of influence for us. Right, let's head back to the bubble. We will go via here, though. So, we're going home, and you're coming with me. Let's hope I don't get hyper addicted in the way. And one of the things I really do love about this game is that nebula. Everything changes. You know, this game has got 400 billion systems in it. You know, it is actually our galaxy modelled best it can be. And the skybox or the space box around changes as you jump. So, you know, it's not going to... That nebula in front of me is going to get bigger each and every jump I make. Barnard's Loop over there is going to get bigger. You know, we might even travel directly through the centre. I mean, you can kind of see the loop. Yeah, I never really liked space when I was younger, but okay, I liked space games, but it was mostly all about the combat. But yeah, this is different. Oh, and if you're wondering who the voice is on... I'll do it the next time I jump. If you heard the voice, you might recognise it from somewhere. Harry Star or... Yum some fuel. Pause the I didn't honk the system. Idiot. Or did I honk the system? Honk. How you discover systems. So each planet is unexplored and different from where it used to be, but you don't need to worry about that. So you zoom in, you honk the system, which sends out like almost like a wave. That's what honk is, and it returns a load of any sort of bodies, and then you just kind of investigate them with this, which is known as the FSS scanner. I think it's like a full spectrum scanner. Well, that's what it's an abbreviation to or from, and it's and use it to discover the planet. Then you can do the whole thing that you kind of used to be able to do in Mass Effect and probe the planet. So you go a bit closer to it, you fire down probes, and you know then you get to see a little bit more details into it. The sun's in the way. Bloody sun, who put that there? Around it. But yeah, when you hear the fuel scoop complete, you might recognise the guy's voice.
Fuel scooping complete.
If you don't get it, don't worry. I'll tell you in a minute.
System scan complete.
It's Holly. Holly from Red Dwarf. Yes. The first Holly, the male Holly. I know you can check. Well, you can change him, but I had to have him. You kind of can't. Although I do wish he'd insult me from time to time. I'd feel a little bit more at home if he reminded me that he wasn't a cross between Moss Bros, Teasy Weezy, and the Speaking Clock. Or be a little bit dumb when he's doing calculations for the jump. So if it was counting down, he would kind of be a bit, oh, there's a 8:41 there, Dave. Right. Next system. Oh, I didn't see what... I didn't check what star I was going to... That's a bit white. That's okay. Oh, I've been here. Okay. Dave's losing his shields. Binary. See the other star. There it is. That's not that close. Sometimes you get binaries really close. Sometimes you get all different kinds of stars in there. Like even down to black holes, and they are eerie. God, it's not a very long playlist. Put that on.
Fuel scoping complete.
Getting back into the sector of space that the bubble. I get a star. Missed one. There it is. Gas giant. Find all its little buddies. Body. Icy body. Holly. You Holly, you smeghead. Oh, Red Dwarf, it's awesome. That's almost Neptune-like. Didn't put a ring on it. Stupid solar system. There we go. Although, I might need to check something. I will do in a minute. I'm going to check the solar system. I'm going to glare at you, but I remember sitting there thinking to myself when I went back there. And well, basically I went back there because you might remember, but I'd understand if you hadn't. I put a memorial in the game. There's like a list, there's like a pro which you can go and look at, and it's like a memorial to all the people that have, all the players that have passed away in real life. And obviously because Mac passed away, I thought, well, there's not many games that do something like that, so I'll at least put a memorial. And actually, this might end up being a bit of a yammer on now. I got a really nice reply from the guy who did the response, because it's like a support thing. You send it in, you send the name of the person who passed away, and then they put it in this list that's on a probe, and they put it around different systems. So people will go up to that, look and see the name of all the people. It's just a memorial. But anyway, I put the request in, and I sort of said, oh, you know, my friend had a carrier, which are like a persistent thing in the game. You know, I can see other people's carriers in the galaxy map, and people can see mine. I can set rules for them to be able to board it, or I can make it squadron only. But either way, doesn't matter which sort of area you play in, whether it's online, private, solo, you can still see someone else's carrier. But anyway, Mac had a carrier, and I made the mistake again, not being too good with typing sometimes, of saying, oh, could you, I just wanted to confirm that his name was correct. And they put it correct in the list. But I also mentioned about his carrier saying, oh, it's in this system. Would it be possible to move it to another system? So, you know, it's in our home system essentially, or a system we now call home. and the response I got back was really nice. I shouldn't... How many people are watching? Hopefully not too many, but yeah, he come back to me and was like, oh, you know, I'm really sorry for your loss, you know, completely understand. I had a look at that carrier. I've renamed it to the name of, you know, your friend that passed, and it was severely in debt because carriers can accrue debt over time. And he was like, you know, don't tell anyone. There's only a couple of people watching, and one of them's you, but he was like, don't tell anyone. He put it basically, don't tell the Eve gods, but he was like, I've cleared the debt on the carrier and put a few months credits on there to cover for it to stay, because after a while it disappear, it will accrue so much debt that it will get decommissioned. He was like, you know, that should keep it on there or in the game until we can get the list updated with your friend's name. And I thought, you know, credit to him. You know, I really wanted to reply to him and say, you're awesome, but it would have opened the ticket again, and I didn't want to do that. And he did tell me not to, you know, tell the elite gods, so to speak. But I was like, that's awesome. Not many places would kind of go, oh, yeah, you know, we'll keep that going for you until we can sort this out. And I don't know, I just thought it was really nice. But anyway, I'm going to see if you've got a ring on it. Which is what I was going to do. By jammering. So yay. Right, pause the track IR. Oh. Neptune, you do have a ring. Oh, damn it. And I think you do actually, well, not not in real life, I don't think, anyway. You haven't told me, but in the Neptune that's out in space, and you don't play Elite, so we can't make that yet. But the Neptune actually out in space does have a ring. It's a very thin ring, and it's a little ice ring, I believe. I don't know. Elite seems to differ. You have an ice ring. It is an ice ring, isn't it? Yes, it is an icy ring. Just I like the look of ice, and the rings do look good in this game. Data incomplete. Silly. Fine. Oh, I've broken my bloody key. Think. Oh, hang on. Before I leave, I have to check the rings in this system. Lee's been on at me. Well, I've actually been on at them. Find a system with a hotspot. But anyway, it will never. I'm not going to even respond to that one. I think it will happen. I think it will happen. Unless obviously you didn't want that to happen, then it won't happen. But, you know, I think it will happen someday. Rocky. Metal rich and rocky. Metal rich. Metal rich, metal rich. Can't be bothered. I won't bother with that. No, you can say whatever you want. I mean, I think there's technically only really you in here. But yeah, I get it actually. That does make. I mean, I think if I was, I probably would have wanted my nan there as well. But I do. That does make perfect sense. I mean, part of it all when doing all that, from what I've learned of other people's weddings in the past, is that it's not just about you two. You know, it's about your family seeing there and being there as well. So yeah, no, I get that. I mean, at least I see. I mean, don't mean to make you kind of. I hope I don't make you feel bad, but you know, it's not exactly like you're too bothered about your mum. I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind my mum seeing something like that, and I think, to be honest, I think she kind of would love to. You know, my mum's had quite different plans for me. Well, I say plans for me, hoped for something different for me. And yeah, you know. What about cousins? I mean, I don't know what they're like now these days.
Fuel scoping complete.
Oh, a water world. I think they were on.
System scan complete.
Go and probe that planet and see what it's worth. You know, I guess I kind of have a little bit of a look on it on another way. Is that even if it's just the two of you, you can always, it's always a good excuse to dress up in something amazing and go somewhere beautiful, like I don't know, like people get married in ruins of castles and stuff in, you know, absolutely gorgeous areas. You know, weirdly, you know, I've envisioned some, I don't know, in my childhood, you know, I always envisioned some loads of different areas. Don't get me wrong, sometimes like a classic romantic-esque in church and stuff, but I also remember thinking of things like the Beacon and Pitstone Hill and else, like, yeah, like ruined castles and stuff. And well, yeah, I know. I mean, I remember, vividly remember going, oh yes, no, I'm never gonna do that. Never gonna do that. Like, I tried to make excuses that I was never gonna do other things as well, you know, and it was like, yeah, I'm never gonna do that. But really, you know, I thought about it a lot when I was younger. I still do, you know. There's places that I see now that I think to myself, oh, you know, that'll be a really nice venue to get married. I guess the only excuse I can actually do is go, right, I'm gonna have to have many wives. I must get myself a harem. Many wives, just so I can get married in many beautiful places.
Surface scan complete.
Yeah, exactly. Go on a holiday, you're remarried, just to just have an excuse to dress up in like some really awesome attire and stand there and be all romantic and you know, happy and, you know, romantic in a fucking church or hill or ruined castle or anywhere else that kind of, yeah, like I said, anywhere else to a coast somewhere. And you can do that. Oh my god, what's it called? Hand fastening. You get married. You get remarried every year and a day. It's the pagan marriage, I believe. It's been a long time since I even thought about it or even kind of looked into it, but it's I know I discussed it. I can't remember if with you or someone else, but you can get married like once every, or you get remarried once every year, and it's hand fasting, and yeah, so you renew your vows every year, and I think that's awesome. Sort of, not that you know is really needed, but hell, it gives the excuse to be able to go and, you know, go to different places. Fucking hell, the pagans had the things right, didn't they? They had the right idea. Did I? Ah, no I didn't. That's okay. I'm just making mistakes in game, it seems. Talking so much, I get distracted. Now I need to bring up... I use a program outside of this. Okay, so what did you hear me say? Did you hear me say about the hand fastening and, you know, the pagan way of being remarried once every year and a day. You know, you renew your vows every year and a day. Ah, right. Well, okay, we'll go back to that then. So, you said get remarried once a year, and there is, and it's the pagan thing of hand fastening, which is where you essentially renew your vows once every year. Then I said, my God, I think I'm onto something with those pagans. They seem to do things right. Star system digested. Ah. So that could be an option. And yeah, I think I've nailed down the reason why, you know, pagans do it, because they can then have that excuse to get remarried and go to beautiful places. Find data in the ICV 2-8, right, that one. But yeah, I can't remember if I spoke about hand fastening with you or if it was someone else. Might have mentioned it. But who knows? Long, long ago. Oh well, but there you go though, there's an option. If you want the excuse to be able to go somewhere and dress up and, you know, essentially get remarried once every year, same person, you could just go pagan and do the whole renewing your vows once every year. But again, you know, it gives you those skills to stand there with the person you like, really like obviously, and say beautiful words at each other. Be all soppy in a lovely place. No, that's true, but yeah, you know, we call it a holiday now. Where's this last? Oh, I've lost it. Ah, there it is.
System scan complete.
But yeah, to be honest as well, hand fastening is a bit of an event. You know, you have to have, you know, you would still end up having friends there and they'll want to do prancing around and stuff. I really should look up some of the games that Ian plays. What the hell is Tricky Towers? Just glanced over at Discord and was like, what are you playing? Tower Star?
Fuel scooping.
Nothing in this system, just a star. Noticed as well, it doesn't look like push part. Obviously not a Fallout fan.
Fuel scooping complete.
Oh well, says it all then. I'll have a quick look in Discord. Right. Right, I have... Yeah, that took... guys up a bit, see if I can... But I know I'm supposed to be doing something with a server. Star's not. Proto Star. Keep that one. Only belts in here. I mean, realistically, I should actually be doing, should really be posting this stuff I've got on eBay, because it's kind of piling up a bit. But I told myself I'll at least play something a bit late. Well, I know I played Worms, not counting that. That was being distracted. I thought, oh, I did want to get back on this. But I can do that tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. Not gonna let it bother me now. Yes, I can. But like I said on Discord, right, Ian's stuff is okay to do because, well, at the moment I'm obviously buying anything plastic off him, so not a problem. I just buy that stuff. But books, on the other hand, I will be putting on eBay for him. Now, I'm not very good at reading, so the only books that I would probably keep are ones that I really will want to sort of have a look at. So I think some of the other ones aren't going to be too much of a problem. Where your stuff, on the other hand, is going to be, from what you described, as being stuff that I could possibly end up going, oh, I want this. Oh, this looks pretty cool as well. Oh, that looks very cool. I might have to have... And it will just end up getting very costly for me, and not much will end up going back on eBay. And you'll probably end up kind of swimming in IOUs. But yeah, I guess I can give it a go for you. If you really want me to, you know, you just have to, I don't know, bring a few bits over at a time and, you know... I mean, you know how to look on eBay anyway, so you know how much things of yours are going to be worth. I did honk this system and everything, did I? I used to do this a lot. Get off honk the system. There's only 2 bodies. 2 hot bodies. Oh yeah. Oh, very close though. Oh, I think they're insulting me on Discord again. Yeah, exactly. And you know I could be tempted by that. You know. I know you're... No. But yeah, anyway, you know how much they're worth. And you know how much you'd want for them. Where Ian doesn't... I don't know if he's sort of looked his stuff up.
Scoping complete.
Putting stuff on eBay is actually not too bad now, because at least it stays on there, you know, unlike what it used to. And if you do buy it now, you don't have to mess around with it too much. Oh, this looks a bit bright. Did we see what that was? Nope, I can't see it on my stream either. This could be a neutron. I hate you, neutrons. Oh, it's a white. Oh, it's a blue-white. Well, it's not too bad. Now, I mean, it depends on the value of them, really. Like, I recently sold Fortress of Redemption. I bought another one. Okay, my friends are mocking me for, or do mock me for buying so many, but I'm selling the old ones on. You know, it's kind of like what we did, or what I described with the games. You know, you buy the better box, and then you try and sell the old one off for the same price you bought the better one at, so you're kind of always almost breaking even, or maybe a bit more if you can. But I put in a £200, £215. Now Royal Mail will insure things up to about £2,000. So up to about £2,000, which isn't too bad. It's just making sure, and I always post things on the value of the item, so it doesn't matter how large it is sometimes. You know, so signed for is up to £50. Guaranteed next day by 1 PM is up to £2,000. But you have to specifically select that option. So, I mean, yeah, but I also do the collect thing as well. So you just do buy it now or best offer, and then have it set to collect as well. But it is possible to post it. I've been using or cutting down on the amount it costs me to post things by using Amazon boxes, like stuff I get from Amazon all the time, because they're quite the right boxes for things like games and some of the other smaller bits and pieces. And yeah, some of the big boxes are handy. Spent a little bit of money on a big roll of bubble wrap. Haven't got through it yet. And also use bubble wrap that other things coming, so any of the models that I buy, you know, or anything else that I get from eBay, like games, I keep the boxes up in the loft. You see, that loft is so handy. Okay, I don't know why I do this. I start expressing myself with my hands. I don't know if you ever remember that, but and now all my hands are off the controls and I've not done a thing. I do this all the time with Lee. I think I might have said before. When Lee and I start talking, we start running around each other in game. Like if we're playing a survival, we start jumping and dancing around each other. It's like really weird. If I said to him, what would that if we did that in real life? You know, you and I start a conversation and we just start jumping and dancing around each other, like meeting in the middle of Sainsbury's, and you just start doing an Irish jig at each other. We'll go into